Hey guys, back at it again with another YouTube video. This is Stoppa Gangstalk. Just wanted to make a video about this affidavit. This is official testimony by the ex chief director of FBI. So if this guy is talking about the gangstalking, you got to pay a little bit of attention to it. I mean, he's not only just talking about it; he's actually exposing it. He's a pretty big source. So before we get into it, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. It really helps to support the channel. Um, we got to get this out there for everyone, for everyone's rights, and for their right to live and their freedom. So let's get started. This is Ted L. Gunderson's affidavit. So it's titled Ted L. Gunderson and Associates. I, Ted L. Gunderson, hereby swear under the pains and penalties of the jury that the following statements are true and correct. My name is Ted L. Gunderson. I am the owner and operator of Ted L. Gunderson and Associates, an international security and consulting firm based out of Santa Monica, California. I am currently a licensed private investigator in the state of California. I have performed private investigation and security work for numerous individuals, companies, and governments worldwide since founding my firm in 1971. I have worked for, amongst others, F. Lee Bailey, the California Narcotics Authority by appointment of Governor Jerry Brown, the 1984 Los Angeles Olympic Committee, and the 1979 Pan American Games in San Juan, Puerto Rico, by appointment of then U.S. Attorney General Griffin. Previous to my work as a private investigator, I spent nearly 3 decades in the FBI. Between 1951 and 1960, I was an FBI special agent. In 1960, I was promoted as a supervisor at FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C., where I was in charge of organized crime and racketeering investigations covering 26 FBI field offices nationwide. Following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, I was reassigned to Special Inquiry White House Matters at FBI headquarters. In 1965, I was promoted again to Assistant Special Agent in charge of internal security and anti terrorism of the FBI, New Haven, Connecticut Field Office. In 1970, I was promoted to Assistant Special Agent in charge of the FBI, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Field Office. On July 12, 1972, I successfully negotiated with two terrorist hijackers of National Airlines Flight 496 for the release of 119 passengers at Philadelphia International Airport. In 1973, I was promoted to Chief Inspector at FBI headquarters. I also served as Special Agent in charge of the FBI Memphis and Dallas field offices. I retired from the FBI as Senior Special Agent in charge of the Los Angeles field office of the FBI with over 700 employees and a budget of over $22 million in 1979. I have read the complaint in the current action of Mr. Keith LaBella against FBI and DOJ, Department of Justice. It is my professional opinion, based on information, knowledge, and belief, that the information sought by Mr. LaBella in this FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, suit regarding gang stalking groups, and gang stalking methods reasonably describes an ongoing, active, covert, nationwide program that is in effect today, and based on my investigations and experience, has been operational since at least the early 1980s. Since the 1980s, gang stalking has increased in scope, intensity, and sophistication by adapting to new communications and surveillance technology. These programs are using the codenames Echelon Echelon program, Carnivore System, and Tempest Systems. The Echelon program is administered by the NSA, I believe it's National Security Agency, out of Fort Med, whatever, Maryland, and monitors all email and phone calls in the world. Carnivore System is administered by the NSA out of Fort Meade, Maryland, and can download any computer system without being traced or otherwise known to the owner. Tempest systems can decipher what is on any computer screen up to a quarter of a mile away. These programs are negatively impacting thousands of Americans and severely abusing their civil rights on a daily basis. Based on my investigative work, which includes intelligence from sources such as active and former members of the intelligence services, including the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, and military intelligence, information from informants active in criminal enterprises, and victim testimonies, I have come to the conclusion that thousands of victims have been targeted by an illegal government rogue criminal enterprise that is active 24 hours a day within the U.S. This conspiracy is far too active to be controlled or operated by private enterprise, whose goals are achieving financial gain. These operations require extensive financing with no return on the investment. This program's operations are financed by illegal black operations, i.e., narcotics, prostitution, child kidnapping. Children sell at covert auctions for up to 50,000 per child. Human trafficking, gambling, and other rackets. I have documentation and know that throughout the U.S., operating 24 hours a day and 7 days a week, there is a central command located within the U.S. with multiple satellite offices whose administrators can instantly initiate surveillance, phone taps, and harassment against any individual in the country. They have the technology, financing, and manpower to dispense illegal surveillance and harassment against anyone at any time, day, or night. I have files on numerous cases of active, programmatic, illegal government harassment currently being conducted against thousands of Americans. This makes the FBI's former COINTELPRO program, counterintelligence program, which I worked on, including in a supervisory capacity, look like a Sunday school program by comparison. I firmly believe that most individuals working in the FBI, other intelligence agencies, and the government overall are honest, law abiding public servants. However, a sophisticated network of rogue operatives has secretly infiltrated the FBI, other intelligence agencies, including the FBI, and other key government positions. This rogue element seeks personal power and wealth and considers themselves above the law and the Constitution. They are carrying out the aforementioned surveillance and harassment activities in conjunction with organized crime, the cult movement in America, including satanic cults, other commercial and political interests, and even misguided civic organizations and neighborhood groups. This illegal surveillance and harassment program is being called gangstalking and organized stalking by the victims targeted by it. The victims are targeted for a variety of reasons, including government and corporate whistleblowers, parties to financial and employment disputes, parties to marital disputes, usually divorced women, and even jilted paramours. Journalists covering controversial issues, and even attorneys and private investigators representing unpopular clients or interests have been targeted by this program. Individuals targeted by this program have been subjected to illegal and unconstitutional phone taps, illegal rerouting of business and private phone calls, and for purpose of harassment, illegal audio bugging, surreptitious entry into home, office, and vehicle visual surveillance in the home conducted by illegal placement of miniature remote wireless cameras, often accessible via internet, illegal internet spyware, illegal GPS tracking, often through their own mobile phones, regular fixed and mobile surveillance, mail misdirection, mail theft and tampering, financial and employment sabotage, slander campaigns and community ostracizing, internet disinformation and smear campaigns, poisoning, assaults and murder, illegal setups on drug charges and other felony charges, amongst many other civil rights abuses, poisoning. In addition to high ranking members of the FBI, other intelligence services, and the government overall, wealthy, powerful members of criminal syndicates, multimillionaires, and the corporate elite are using the government gangstalking program to harass enemies. They can get a targeted individual harassed for the rest of that individual's life. Individual cases of gangstalking lasting for over a decade are common. The higher status members of the gangstalking conspiracy initiate the gangstalking and coordinate logistics and funding. Sorry. Lower echelon government rogue operatives, lower ranking members of the military, in violation of posse comitatus, petty criminals, and street thugs perform the actual grunt work of daily monitoring and harassment of individuals targeted by the program. Based on my professional experience, extensive intelligence information, and belief, it is my professional opinion that the FBI is involved in and has investigative files on the subject of gangstalking, related gangstalking methods, and gangstalking groups in the FBI's vast intelligence files that are responsive to Mr. Labella's Freedom of Information Act complaint. Furthermore, I have personally referred numerous victims of gangstalking to the appropriate agents at the FBI for investigation of their cases. I have also furnished the FBI with documentation of an active international child kidnapping ring probably operated by rogue CIA agents. Imagine that. The FBI has ignored my requests to investigate, even though it is their responsibility to investigate kidnappings. I have contact I have a contact in Germany who advises me that the CIA has set up secret operations on U.S. military bases for the kidnapping, sale, and trafficking of children worldwide. The FBI may be using a unique code name and nomenclature for the gang stalking phenomenon in its records. However, this is a semantic difference and in no way changes my professional opinion that the FBI has investigative files on the nationwide phenomenon of gang stalking described in reasonable and specific detail in Mr. Labella's Freedom of Information Act complaint. These FBI files contain information responsive to Mr. Labella's Freedom of Information Act complaint regarding the subject of gangstalking. The FBI and other intelligence agencies are administering and covering up the rogue, covert, government criminal enterprise of gangstalking. The gangstalking phenomenon appears in the records of both the FBI and the NSA in their records pertaining to the Echelon program, Carnivore System, and Tempest systems. In addition, the gang stalking phenomenon appears in the records of both the FBI and the NSA in their records pertaining to information collected by NERIS systems. NERIS is a wholly owned subsidiary of defense contractor Boeing that produces sophisticated mass surveillance computer systems currently being used by both the FBI and the NSA. So here's his signature, the date of this affidavit. So this was done in California. He personally appeared. So it says the state of California, county of Los Angeles, on 4/25/2011, before me, Robert R.S. Prop, personally appeared, Ted L. Gunderson. So he signed that he appeared. Yeah, his name was Prop, Robert R.S. Prop. Who Ted L. Gunderson, who proved to me on the basis of satisfactory evidence to be the persons whose name is subscribed to the within instrument, and acknowledged to me that he executed the same in his authorized capacity, and that by his signature on the instrument, the person or the entity upon behalf of which the persons acted executed the instrument. I certify under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of California that the foregoing paragraph is true and correct. Witness my hand and official seal. So this is an individual account by the FBI bureau chief. So here's his professional experience right here. You guys could go ahead and read this. You guys could pause the video for this. Publications. Wow. Look at that publication. Well, anyway, if you gotten this far, don't forget, if you like it, don't forget to, if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, and it helps to comment and like. Also, it helps support the channel if you share this video. So don't forget to do those things, guys. Thanks a lot, and tune in for more. Leave me any suggestions on what you would like me to cover or to dig into. Just give me some tips on what you would like some videos to cover. Thanks a lot, guys, and subscribe and tune in for more.